Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. I have a Transformers Titans Return review for you today. This packaging is very nondescript. There's really no way to know what's inside based on the outer packaging. It's just black with this logo here on the side. The back just kind of has some safety regulations and whatnot, but this is actually the New York Comic Con exclusive Grotusque and Scorponok 3-pack. So if you take this, you can see it was taped here, and you pop out these little tabs, and then open it up. You can see right off the bat you have two Titans Return cards, one for Scorponok, one for Grotusque. I'm not going to take them out of there, I'm just going to leave them in there because I'm definitely going to be keeping this packaging. It's very, very neat. And then when you bring it up here, you can see there's these cool like blueprints for Grotusque and Fengul, which is his Titan Master, and then Scorponok, which is another Titan Master. So if you're unfamiliar with Grotusque, G1 Grotusque was one of the monster bots. Now we've already seen Twinferno, which was a new name for basically Double Cross. The original Autobot monster bot was called Double Cross, which doesn't really make sense for an Autobot name. I've always kind of thought that was weird. So when they made him as a Titan Master, they renamed him to Twinferno, which I thought was a pretty clever name. I like that a lot. And then we saw Repugnus as a little Titan Master, just the guy with a little like robot in the $5 size class. So Grotusque was the only one of the monster bots that hadn't been released in some fashion yet. So what they did, and we'll open up this packaging, this slides out, and this slides out. Beautiful artwork there in the middle. That is just fantastic. And then over here you can see Grotusque. Now he is a repaint slash remold of the aforementioned Twinferno. So he's kind of a mold brother there. You can see it says Grotusque molded into the plastic here, which is really, really cool. And then over on this side, you get a little extra Titan Master of G1 Scorponok, which of course once I get him out of there, we'll be able to see the head mode a lot better. But I just want to focus on his artwork because that is really beautiful. Really very, very cool. So this was available on the Hasbro Toy Shot website for a very limited time, and I just happened to see people tweeting about it, and I got over there and I got one, and I was very excited. Grotusque was always a fun figure for me when I was a kid. He was the only one of the monster bots that I actually had. My aunt bought it for me for one Christmas, just a random Transformer to buy for her nephew, and I really liked him. The monster bots had like he had a button you could press on his head to make sparks, which was always kind of cool. Obviously this guy does not have anything like that, but I was really excited when I found out they were doing it, because I thought earlier in the line when it was just Twinferno slash Double Cross and Repugnus, I was like, what about Grotusque? He's the one that I had as a kid. I really wanted him. So when I heard about this, I was super excited and I pounced on it immediately and I bought it. And it just arrived. I bought it Thursday. I think it shipped Friday and got here today. So it was crazy fast. So I'm going to take him out of the packaging. I'm just going to kind of... Hopefully I can release him without having to pull the plastic off the sides. So that's what I'm going to do. And then we'll take a closer look. So here's everything you get in this set. Obviously you have Grotusque here with Fengul, which is his Titan Master. And then you have the separate Scorponok Titan Master. So I'm going to put this guy off to the side just for a minute. And we'll take a quick close-up look here at Scorponok. I think they did a really nice job. Very reminiscent of Zarek, which was the headmaster for the original G1 Scorponok toy. You have that light tan color there in the middle. And then when you take a look at the face sculpt, he's got kind of like a... Almost reminds me of like Shredder from Ninja Turtles kind of faceplate there. And then silver for the face and the eyes. And then you have a little bit of tan there on the top of the head. So pretty cool. Feet down here are die-cast metal. The head on the back is die-cast metal. I think the arms are too. I can't really tell. They might just be plastic. But I know the middle section here and the head on the back is definitely die-cast. And so are these feet down here. Because the head makes him very top-heavy. But they did a really nice job there with the head. They have the orange antennas on the side and the orange visor. The silver painted there for the face. I think they did a great job. It's a really nice Scorponok head. as a Titan Master. I was always kind of holding out hope that we would get a large Scorponok toy to kind of go with the large Fortress Maximus that we have, but I guess we kind of got Trypticon instead. But who knows, maybe in Power of the Primes, fingers crossed, we'll see a Scorponok, but I don't know. But in any case, this will definitely tide us over. This is a really nice Titan Master of Scorponok, and I really like it a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of put him to the side, and then we'll come back and really dive into Grotusque here. They did a really nice job. Now, obviously, it is a retool / repaint of Twinferno, but they did a really nice job. And honestly, I think the mold kind of fits Grotusque a little better than Twinferno. Obviously, you don't have the twin dragon heads here for the arms, so you just have kind of nice, normal-looking forearms. I love the blue in the chest and the shins. It's a nice pop of color. Now, this guy is probably not on par with a Takara paint job, but it's pretty darn close. I think they really did do a nice job with the paint and the detail on this guy. You can see the Autobot symbols here painted on the wings on the back. The head sculpt for the monster head is really nice and stores pretty nice flat there on the back. And then the kind of lower jaw and bottom of the head is here on the chest, and that hides away pretty nice as well. So if we get in, I'll take the Titan Master off first, and we can take a look at that before we take a look at the rest of the figure. They did a really nice job here, and if I remember correctly, very reminiscent of the G1 head sculpt. Really a nice job there. Nice blue, kind of metallic blue eyes with a dark gray face. And then when you open them up, really nice pop of color here. I love this teal color they used for the feet and the inside of the arms. And then for the head, you have this like light kind of yellowish tan saber-toothed tiger head, which is hilarious to me. But then the fangs are painted white, as you can see there. Now, this guy is not die-cast metal, only Scorponok is, so I do want to just stipulate that, but I love the paint job for this. It's really nice. The head looks fantastic, and the paint job for the Titan Master looks great as well. I really like that a lot. Transforming him back, and I'll pop him back on top of here, and he pegs in really easily, which is nice. Of course, now that I say that, he's going to prove me wrong, but now there, he pegs in really pretty easily, which I appreciate. So taking a look at this kind of whole front, or top section, I should say, you have some nice paint here on the arm with the Autobot symbol, a little bit of yellow over here, some light blue and some silver. I love this blue here, it goes perfectly with this like burgundy color, which they nailed. It absolutely is perfect for like, you know, comparison to the G1, original G1 toy. That burgundy color is pretty much on point. Now, he does have the same weapon here from Twinferno, but it is very close to the double-barreled weapon he had in the original G1 toy. Of course, it can separate, and you can dual wield them very easily. I'll just peg them in. So there you go. You can dual wield them if you like that. You can also take them off, and you can see that there's peg holes on the wings. You can peg them on there if you like. This look is a little weird to me, but if you like it, it is possible. I guess you could also bring them down if you put the wings straight back. That's kind of a cool look, actually. I don't mind that as much. Because with Twinferno you could mount them on the back, but because of the robot head, you can't do it exactly the same. But you'll notice there's little slots on the side, so you can, is it here? I think it's here. Peg them in like this, which is a look I like a lot. Get that, there we go. It's not going to do it now. It's kind of a tight fit and it wants to pop out. I don't know why it's giving me trouble. Let me try the other way, see if it makes a difference. I'm pretty sure this is how this is supposed to go. This one pegs in really easily. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with this other one. Oh, you know what? I'm doing the wrong ones. That's why. Hold on. I apologize for this. You can peg it in here and then peg it in like this. There we go. And then you can have the guns on the back like that. So I like that look a lot. I like the fact that there's so many options with the gun. Obviously, he can dual wield. You can put it together and he can wield it in one hand. You can peg it into the wings, or you can peg it into the side of the monster head. So there's a ton of options. Really, really cool. I think the wing option is going to come more into play in the monster mode, which we'll take a look at in a minute. But otherwise, I'm just going to put these off to the side. Actually, the last thing I should show, just like Twin Furnos, when you put them together, you can have a Titan Master peg into these pegs here on the bottom of the feet and then just kind of ride it around. So I'm going to put all that off to the side. Articulation wise, of course, you have the ball joint for the Titan head. The wings can move back and forth, so you kind of want to put them on like a little bit of an angle just so they don't hinder the shoulder articulation, which spins around, can go out to the side. You have a bicep swivel. You have 90 degrees in the elbow. Nothing in the wrists because it's going to fold into the forearm, which you'll see in a minute when we transform this guy. Nothing in the waist, but then you have the out to the side and forward. This little skirt can lift up if you want to bring the leg forward like that, and then you can just fold it back down. Then, of course, you have a thigh swivel, a little bit over 90 degrees in the knee, which is nice. And then you have that swivel in the ankle, which is really the swivel of the hind leg of the monster mode, which we'll see in a moment. But I really like this guy a lot. I think this robot mode looks absolutely fantastic. They really nailed it as far as the color scheme, and the paint I think is fantastic. I love how the head stores so perfectly on the back and the chest. It has all the articulation you could want. The head sculpt looks great. The Titan Master's paint scheme looks great. I don't have anything really to complain about. I love this robot mode. It's so fantastic. And it's so reminiscent of the G1 Grotusque. It just makes me happy. Because like I said, it makes me remember that figure I had as a kid, and I'm just really excited. But let's go ahead and get into the transformation. So I've gone ahead and removed the Titan Master. Transformation is actually pretty simple. You're going to start with folding this smaller part, which is going to be the lower jaw, down as you kind of pull this out, and you're like unaccordioning it, if that's a term. So you can kind of see the lower jaw. You're going to unpeg. You can kind of push the wings down. You're going to unpeg this from the back and kind of bring this up. You can see how the joint works there. Now there's these two tabs on the bottom, which you can see right here, and I'll get closer. And then there's these two slots on the side of the lower jaw. So you just kind of have to bring this up and down, and then bring this up, and it'll all kind of, you can bring the, let me move this. You might want to bring the jaw kind of all the way down, and that might lift up, but just push it back down. And you just kind of have to finagle it until you can see it'll all fit together really perfectly. And then you can close the jaw or leave it open, whichever you prefer. But there you go, you have your monster head. At this point, you're going to kind of push the wings back out of the way. You can see these tabs on the shoulder, and they lift straight up. And they do that so that you can now bring the arms completely up like this. And then you're going to spin them down. Just like that. And then you're going to fold the hands into the forearms and then fold down the monster claw. So do that on both sides. And it's kind of weird to see the fist there on the side of the monster arm, but it is what it is. The nice thing is you can see that the joints in the 90 degrees go both ways. So then you can get the monster claws into position. You're going to come down here to the legs and just kind of move these pieces that are on the side of the legs, because that'll be the monster tail. You're going to unhook these and bring them all the way around like that. And as I said before, the feet will become kind of the hind legs for the monster, which you'll see in a moment. You can spin this completely around for both. And then you're going to tab them together. You kind of want to line it up to make sure everything's in place, because then you're also going to, and for some reason mine don't love to stay tabbed together, but you can bring these pieces down for the tail, and then you're also going to just bring these up, and they just kind of sit in here. They don't really tab or anything. And you can lift the arms out of the way if they're in the way temporarily, because then you're just going to rotate these around and flip out the monster legs. Very simple. And I just don't have something lined up here. There we go. I had to push down too far. So like I said, these unfortunately don't tab in anywhere. They just kind of sit there. Now luckily, it's not a huge problem. They don't really like fly out all the time or anything like that. Once you get the legs into position, they'll pretty much stay. And then you just fold out these, and you can see the heels are there. So you do that for both, and then it's just a matter of finding balance, positioning the legs to look how you like. And then you can bring the claws down. And then position the wings. And I realize I'm too zoomed in, so you can't see what I'm doing. But there you go. There is your Grotusque monster mode, and I think it looks fantastic. Again, exactly what I remember the original G1 toy monster mode looking like. And the job they did with the head sculpt of the monster mode, like I said, it really is perfect. It reminds me so much of the G1 toy. It had a little piece right here that you used to push in to make the sparks come out of the mouth. And it really just looks like you should be able to do that, because I love the blue eyes, the jaws, the teeth all molded in. It's perfect. I really, really like it a lot. It's just, I'm gushing over this thing, but it's really well done in my opinion. They did a great job with this. So like I said, if you want to bring the guns back, I don't think... Yeah, actually you can. You see the 2 tab slots right there and there. So you can go ahead and peg this in on the back, just like Twinferno. Or you could take it apart and peg it in the wings like I showed previously. So there's a lot of options there, and I like that a lot. So yeah, this monster form, I just think they really nailed it. I think they did a fantastic job with this. It's really making me nostalgic for the original G1 toy, which I am sure is their intended purpose. But even if you never had the original toy, you can still really enjoy this, because it's a fun monster mode. The color scheme's really great. The transformation is not too easy, but not too difficult. It's kind of right in that sweet spot. And it just looks really fun. I really, really like it a lot. I think this is an absolutely fantastic set. I know I'm a little biased because of the nostalgia I have for the original G1 toy and figure of Grotusque, but even without that, I think it's a fantastic remold, repaint of a toy that was already pretty fun to begin with, and they just improved upon it. The color scheme's great, the robot mode's great, the monster bot is great, the transformation is fun, the paint job is fantastic. The Scorponok figure that's included is also really well done. It's got the die cast. I don't really have anything to complain about. I mean, the only thing I could think of to nitpick this figure is the fact that when you have the Monster Bot transformation, the piece here that's like the ankle slash hind legs, well, it's the ankle in robot mode, but kind of the hind legs of the Monster Bot, doesn't snap in. That's the only thing I could think to nitpick, and it's really not even that big a deal, because when you transform the monster, they just kind of naturally stay in place, so maybe that's why they don't peg in, because they don't need to. That's the only thing I could think of to really nitpick. Otherwise, this is a fantastic set. I think the price is right. It's a $25 set, and I figure, you know, you're getting a $5 die-cast metal Titan Master and a $15 Titan's Return toy deluxe that has about $5 extra paint put into it. So I think the price is right. I mean, usually with convention exclusives, they jack up the price and you just kind of go with it because it's a really nice figure and you just want it. But in this case, I feel like, you know, every dollar is accounted for. I really do think that there's no overcharging here. It's absolutely worth the price. And if you can find this guy, I recommend picking him up. Now, I know it's already sold out on HasbroToyShop.com. It kind of came and went really fast. I'm kind of surprised myself that I was able to get one. but I think I saw a story that there's a possibility it might be coming to Toys R Us later. Like the previous exclusive, the RC Titans Return figure, that was on Hasbro's website, but then I think that's getting a Toys R Us release as well. So I think this might be in a similar boat. So if you did miss out on this guy, fingers crossed, there is a possibility it might be coming to Toys R Us later on. But in any case, it's a fantastic figure. If you can get it for a reasonable price, like don't go overpay eBay prices or double or anything like that. But if you can get it for around 25, I think it's highly worth it, and I absolutely love it to death. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like and share this video and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you guys have enjoyed this look at the Titans Return New York Comic Con exclusive Grotusque with Fengul and Scorponok. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching.